Hi, it's Maria from the Tarot Shop here, and you can see in this video we're going to take a look at the brand new Allcento Tarot. Now this is a 100 card deck, and it's really interesting that he has put the Master Craftsman on the cover of the box, because this is a masterclass in tarot. So I would say that if you really want to dive into tarot's history, how it was probably originally intended to be used, then you're going to be very pleased with this deck. It depends if you like the artwork or not. It's very modern. Some of the historians do prefer something that's a little bit more whimsical, but actually this is just an absolutely striking deck. So it combines rich symbolism from historic tarot traditions as well as the most popular modern incarnations. It's inspired by early Marseille and the Minciati Tarot. This delightful 100 card deck with black painted edges incorporates zodiac cards, all 7 virtues, and the lesser known triumph cards, the major, and including the dragon and the grail. The 144-page illustrated guidebook explores numerological and Kabbalistic, I can't talk today, insights. So casting light on hidden and forgotten knowledge while presenting an engaging new approach to the tarot. It's really quite revolutionary, this. My hat is very permanently tipped for this. This is really good. Okay, so the book, you can see the back of the cards. Look how gorgeous they are. They're black, and you've got obviously the snake eating its tail. This is his artwork here, or his A. It's a bit like a chessboard, isn't it? Anyway, so those are the cards. I've put them into 3 piles for a reason you'll see in a moment. Okay, so you need the book. The book is very enlightening. Now, I love the fact that he's actually named all of the people that have been instrumental really in tarot. And you've got, for example, you've got Joseph Campbell, a hero, because obviously he created the hero's journey, or penned the hero's journey, which is the original concept of the how we work through the major arcana. Paul Foster Case, Aleister Crowley, Albert Einstein. You've got them all here. Antoine Court de Guesclin, he was the first one to basically link tarot to divination. Absent and Levi, who were very, very, very instrumental with our Arthur Waite's deck. So I'm trying to read it and talk at the same time. I cannot obviously dual task, which is quite unusual for a woman, as we know. Okay, so pronounced Oze, that's how you say his name, Oze. He's derived from the French personal name, which in itself derived from the old German name, which, okay, so he's introducing you to himself. And he's obviously, it's his dream to get this tarot deck out here to you. Talks through the history of tarot. And then you go into understanding the keys to the secrets, because we've obviously got the various elements within the tarot deck as well. And then he goes into the numbers. So those of us that have been reading a while will actually use the numbers as well as the cards and the suits. So you've got basically the energy of each of the numbers. So 4 is always about stability, because essentially you build the 4 corners to your house. And then also the 5th element, which I would call ether, but it's called aura, spirit. So you have earth, air, fire, water, and the 5th elements there. And then he goes into describing the zodiac cards. Now he's popped them all together where you've got, because obviously he's going back to the traditional roots of the numbers. So you've got all the aces together, all the 2s together, etc. right the way through. Then you go into the majors, the thunderbolt for the tower. So some changed names, but this is, you know, this is his deck. So it's based on the principles of what we know, but takes it that level. And then you've got the astrological cards. And then we've got some spreads. How to use them, the tree of the life. The tree of life, and there he is. Oze, Michael Oze. I'm so sorry if I got your name incorrect. And that's how it works. So that's the book, and it's a really good book because obviously you need it for the deck. Now I've divided this because the Fool, actually you have to dig in and find the Fool because it's not actually in it's not a 0 card, it's somewhere in the deck when you unopen the deck. So you've got the Fool there. I'm going to take you through the cards. And I love the fact that he's got them all very clearly numbered. A treasure trove. I mean, there's so much symbolism in each of these cards. There really is. Very clever. And, you know, for those of us that love tarot, this is a journey. You could spend a long time just diving into each of these cards. You know, they say this, and it's absolutely true. You never look in. Which way are we going? Perfect for the Chariot. So you never know tarot. There's always something to learn. I mean, I've been doing it for, oh God, too long to remember really, but 30 odd years, might be nearly 40, and not quite. And oh gosh, you're still learning things. So he's again put this in the Marseille position where you've got 11, which is strength, and obviously 8 would have been justice. I walked straight past that, didn't I? Sorry, let's have a look at 8. Yeah, justice. So we're going back to the traditions of tarot, which a lot of us are unfamiliar with. Goodness me. Very, very, very good. The many faces of the moon. The dog and the wolf. The cross keys, the serpent, everything's there. The sun. Very good. This is a man who obviously knows tarot and is really enjoying sharing his knowledge through his cards. Now you go into the world as we know it, and then we go into the additional cards. You can see he's actually got 30 in the deck if you include the Fool. So you've got the Vision, the Falconer, it's odd because he's breaking with tradition but taking us back to tradition, and Charity. So those are the major arcana. Then you have the astrology cards. So you can see that we've got obviously the astrological symbol. The 2 fishes is obviously Pisces, Aries. I can't ever pronounce the sea monster. Gemini. When I open decks, I'm normally like, I open them and then obviously I kind of, it's like a familiar walk, isn't it, through a deck, so you kind of let you know what, you know. I opened this and I was like, what have we got here? And then really read quite a bit of the book before I actually did your walkthrough, because I was like, I need to do this justice. Now, as I said to you, he does all of them in the number order, and that's because obviously 1s are beginnings and 2s are choices, and he's done this. And nice that he's actually kept illustrations. So you've got all of the 1s. I say this is an apprenticeship in this one then. So it is an apprenticeship then. I would have thought that was a master craftsman, but no, he's right. It's the apprenticeship. This is about starting, learning a new system. And you can see that these are familiar and yet unfamiliar. So he's kind of merged the whole thing into something that we can use. Look at this little miser. Oh. Fives are always tricky. Then we start to move through with some progress. So you build on what you have from the Rider-Waite. You know, it's amazing. So we have the familiar Rider-Waite imagery or scenes that Pamela drew from Arthur's Notes. We have pages. Chevalier, so the knight. The queens. And every single one of them has got the element on the bottom and the traditional playing card symbol. There we go. So there you have the Allcento Tarot by Michael Ohe. Oze, was it Oze? Gosh, I'm so sorry I did it again, didn't I? Let me see how. Oze, that's it, Oze. Okay, so I hope that you've enjoyed that. Do let me know what you think. As I said, for us tarot adventurers, this was quite a surprising deck when I opened it. It's a really good quality as well. Nice quality of the cards. They're not flimsy. And despite there being 100 cards, I can still hold them and shuffle them. So they are not oversized for what they are. And a lovely black finish. Really good. Very impressed. Okay, so thanks very much for your time. Let me know what you think in the comments. Bye-bye.